Gabbie. If you wanted to act crazy, you should have asked a scare actor. Hi, I'm Charge and Die, professional scare actor. In this video, I will be analyzing some of Gabbie Hanna's more recent videos where she is acting different.
And I don't want to hear I'm acting different.
If you don't know who Gabbie is, that's okay. I won't be going over anything about her personally, just her acting skills. A few disclaimers before I get started. All of the videos I'll be reviewing will have different sound to them to avoid any copyright issues, and all the videos I'm reacting to fall under fair use law. Please do not comment or send hate to Gabbie in any way. I am just doing this for fun. I'm not attacking anything about her personally, just offering a few acting techniques. Also, all of the tips I'll be offering are not hard and fast rules on how to play these certain kind of characters. They're just based off of my personal experience and how I personally would play that character if I were her. They are merely suggestions based on my own experience. Now, I don't like using the term crazy in this sense in my day-to-day jargon, but it is a very common term used in the haunt world to describe certain characters. I will not be using the term to describe any person, only characters. I just want to make that clear. Also, to be clear, there are so many different ways to play these kind of crazy characters. Gabbie's choices she makes for her crazy persona, because come on, it's not her, she's putting on an act, are fair and valid. I will just be judging her acting choices because I'm horrible and judgy. Let's get to it. By the way, yes, I do stream on Twitch. I like to play horror games. You know, SCAREACTOR plays horror. If you're interested, follow me on Twitch. Anyway, back to the video.
They said they're scared right now. Why are you so scared, children? What is so scary about me?
Sorry. Oh god, no! Okay, so I have this pet peeve of when people cross their eyes when they want to act crazy. I don't know anyone who does that legitimately. If you know, please comment below. Let me know if that is like a legitimate thing. The only thing I could think of is if realistically to cross your eyes when you're crazy is if you're losing some motor skills and you literally cannot control what your eyes do sometimes. Like they're glazing over and you're losing control of your eyes a little bit as you fade out. But that's for a brief moment. This is a conscious choice she is making. I'm gonna cross my eyes right here to make them feel uncomfortable. No. When you make a conscious choice to do that, it just seems silly, in my opinion, honestly. Let's continue.
Why are you so scared? Thank you, the Jonas Monas, for the disco
Okay, back
ball.
to the... When you become a character, especially like a crazy character, you have to think in their own mindset. You're not trying to play crazy. Here she is playing crazy, playing it up for the camera. I'm gonna be doing all these weird things to make them think I'm weird, right? But if you're trying to act crazy, you believe everything around you is real. So when she did that eye thing and just looking around and everything, that's because in her head, you moved your eyes around in weird ways. It can make someone feel uncomfortable, and her goal is to make you feel uncomfortable and have a reaction. So she's going to do that. But if you're acting a character, you wouldn't just move your eyes for the sake of moving them around like that. It would have a purpose behind it. Like, I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you, but now I see someone else over there, and now they're over here. Why are they flying all of a sudden? They're not there to you, but they're there to me. So whatever you're seeing is 100% real to you, even though it's not actually happening in reality.
I don't think I'm very scary. No, I really don't mind. Because believe it or not, it feels good to be forgot from time to time. So forget me. And please.
I liked how she's changing the levels of her voice. Not necessarily by pitch, but volume. You could absolutely do that in scaring. You don't have to be loud all the time. There's loud music already. You don't need to be louder than the music. You could get real close. I like to sneak up behind people sometimes and then just whisper in their ear. They had no idea I was there and they get freaked out. And what she's doing with the shaking, I don't understand that choice in her character specifically. It could be an anxiety thing. If you play an anxious, crazy character, you could tap things, tap your face, cover your eyes, all this stuff. That's fine. But you also need a sense of trying to calm down. For me, when I play crazy characters, I like to have those levels like I talked about, not just in voice, but in my physical movements too. So if I play an anxious character, I could shake and shake and shake, but then I could have a moment of calm and numbness before I hear something else again, and then I start twitching again.
God, forgive me. Thank you, woof, 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 growl. If we feel a touch underwhelmed by all my overwhelming negativity. Who am I and when?
That was interesting. She shakes, and she's doing the same thing over and over again until she hits the table and then snaps back to it. That's an interesting choice. I wouldn't do that myself. It just comes across to me as she got too comfortable with this one choice, noticed she was doing it for too long, and then needed a reason to snap back in place.
Do you hate who I've become? 'Cause I hate who I've become.
God, the crossing of the eyes again. I hate that. It's so cringy. Stop it. But yeah, she's playing a lot with the tempo, which is nice, but there's something. Let me watch that again. Hold on. Yeah, it's when she does the become. It's like she's trying to be sexy at the same time as she's playing around with this character. I can't think of any other reason why. What are you doing? I don't know. How's this? I don't know the context of your character. What's the context? I need to know. It's not 100% necessary to be playing a character for everyone to know the context, but it sure does help. Sorry for what I've become. Once again, there's no motivation to these movements that she's doing. She's just going along with it. It's a weird mix of she's overthinking everything and then not thinking about the things that she should know. Let me try and make sense. She's switching around too quickly for my liking without a clear motivation to be doing so. You could absolutely go from like 0 to 180 and then back down to 0 super quickly, especially if you're this like crazy clown character, because they're very neurotic, they're high energy, they're all over the place. And it feels like she's trying to be an element of that, but without the super high energy factor, the crazy clownness of it. But here's the thing with that. You gotta be really careful when you're switching from 0 to 180 so quick, because that is an element in comedy. It's always good to mix comedy and horror. They work very well together, and you really can't have one without the other in order to make a more deep character and a more lasting impression on people. To me, switching between very intense emotions very quickly can have a comedic feel to it. On one hand, you're crying over something, and then all of a sudden you're happy again. Her switching, especially without a clear motivation to her switching, seems comedic to me. Seems kind of cringy.
And good night, baby, tuck in your sorrows. Find a way to drown it out somehow. Go to sleep, rest your head.
So, crazy characters can use their hands a lot. I feel like she's doing it because she doesn't know what to do with her hands, and they could be creepy elements too. The way you move your fingers can be creepy, but you don't want to do it too much because you don't want the hands to be the focus of the character itself. Unless that's the choice you're trying to make. But here, she's using her hands a lot. She's touching her head. And that's a good choice to make. You could absolutely play with your hair, tap on your head. And what she's doing is a lot of the same movements that these especially anxious kind of characters will do to try and calm down. So they'll do a lot of rocking. They'll have their hands like this, and they'll just like stare at one point to try and calm down. But then a guest appears, and then that snaps them out of it a little bit. You get the point. It's a good choice to make if you're playing an anxious character, because these are definitely tactics that they would use to try and calm themselves down.
I'm a mess. I want you to think about yourself. It's heartbreaking and breathtaking how the years keep disappearing. The only thing consistent is these constant inconsistencies. I give my all and fight so hard with little reciprocity. I used to want to fall in love. Now I just...
She's pointing at her temples a lot. I don't know why she's doing that. Is that like a gun to the head kind of... I'm not going to imitate it, but is that like a gun to the head kind of gesture? Or like I'm trying to think. I don't know what she's doing with this. The temples are very vulnerable places on the head. If you knock it too hard, you are dead. Wow, that rhymed. I should write a poetry book and sell it. Anyway, I don't know why she's pointing at the temples so much. It's too much. I don't know why she's doing that.
Who I am and what's the disguise. I bare my teeth and fear my dear. My bark is worse than my bite. It's not your flesh I'm eating, promise. I'm just feeding your time. Got my degree and disagree and thinking I'm always right. The common theme in the scene is I keep on believing if I just keep on breathing and my seed and like a cell will seem will be fine. But I'm still...
Okay, that's enough of that. Where the heck is she? What is this? It is becoming very clear to me that Gabbie thinks being crazy in a character is just being very neurotic, switching up very quickly, loud, and then nothing at the same time. It's a lot, girl. Don't need to overact. Pull it back a little bit and you'd get a much better effect if you are trying to scare people. I think you're just trying to entertain here, but I'm gonna pick it apart, assuming you wanna be scaring people. The way she pulls the camera away and then back to her face and back away, the changing of the range of where the camera is compared to where she is just adds to the feel of chaos. But then she goes into this moment of, rather than out and crazy and oh, I'm happy and then I'm not and da 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 da, she just goes into herself and starts shaking. There are times when you want to play certain crazy characters that you just let go. Let go of everything. Just dip into that character a little bit. Relax. Relax all your muscles, especially the jaw, and just stare. Then you'll be more like the character that you're trying to portray. With her, she got a little bit of that. She like went down like that, but then she started shaking. And to me, that seems anxious. That doesn't seem numb. It's this weird mix of numb and anxious that doesn't make sense to me, and I think that's part of why it makes me cringe so hard. And then she switches immediately back to happy, and I've seen that in a lot of her other videos too. There's like a certain music video where she's purposely acting crazy, and I could tell. I won't react to it because it's her music video rather than just TikTok videos, but she goes happy, and then like this, and then happy again. Once again, it's the quick switch that's making it feel more comedic to me. It doesn't feel crazy. It just feels like you're trying too hard to be crazy. I think she just didn't know what to do with the video. I feel like she just pressed play and did whatever she wanted. She didn't think of being crazy. She just wanted to be weird.
I'm drama seeking, right? I started drama. I just want attention. Ah! I do want attention. Please. Please.
So the please. I actually liked that choice because the motivation was clearer. When you play crazy, try to play not crazy. It's like when you want to play drunk, you try actively not to appear drunk and you actually seem more drunk. Or trying to cry on cue. If you're thinking, oh, I need to cry, you end up not crying. But if you think, don't cry, don't let them see you cry, you're actually more likely to cry. Same with crazy, like, don't act crazy, I'm not crazy. You're gonna start acting more crazy. It's a tactic that actors use, and it so helps. I don't think that's what she was doing, but it can be seen kind of like that with the please outburst. Just to give it a little more depth, Gabbie, if you ever want to refilm that with this tip in mind, it would improve it so much. You shouted out, but I can't hear a word you say. Talking loud, not saying words. Okay, right now I'm just getting a lot of she likes to dance to the lyrics themselves. She's a lyrical dancer. Good to know. You criticize. God damn! Gabbie! The crossing of the eyes again. I hate that. It's so annoying. And all your bullets ricochet. You shoot me down, but I get up. Okay. That part where she pretends to shoot herself, she goes back and she's like stumbling about a little bit. For the purpose of a TikTok, very cringy. Super cringy. However, if you put that, to a degree, in a scare zone, I think it'd be okay, actually, because she's playing up with her movements, and I love when characters' knees buckle, or limbs in general. They just lose their control over their limbs in some way, and they turn numb, and they fall a little bit. It creeps me out. It creeps a lot of people out. I like how she's playing the numb part of it and mixing up the tempo of her movements. When you're in a scare zone and there's nothing to hide behind, if you're in a maze, there's a lot to hide behind. In fact, you're usually given a hidey hole specifically to pop out of. But in a scare zone, you have to create the jump scares with nothing around you a lot of the time. A way to do this is to change up your predictability, become unpredictable in some way. You trick them, give them a false sense of security by moving one way, moving a certain way consistently, and then you switch it up at the last second and you scare them. That creates a jump scare effect. What she did here is leaning into that a little bit. She hasn't nailed it, nor was she trying to by any means. But you can use something like that where you're moving a certain way, then all of a sudden you go numb. And you slow down your breathing and you slow that momentum down. And then someone walks by, and then you switch it up in front of them, and that creates the jump scare. Nothing to lose, far away. Once again, she's going to the temple. I know in this sense she was like using her fingers as a gun and stuff, but I don't know why she always goes to the temple. Using the eyes going back into the head like that. It's the same logic of why I don't like people to cross the eyes. I don't find the rolling the eyes into the back of the head as cringy as crossing the eyes, because that's more likely to happen. If you're losing motor skills or you're losing consciousness in some way or some thinking ability, your eyes might roll back in your head a little bit, but she's done a little bit too much for me to believe it. There's no real reason for that to be happening, so it doesn't work for me. And then you could put it in a character if you're in a maze or something, but if you're in a scare zone and you're supposed to be walking back and forth as a character, I wouldn't recommend doing that, because then you want to be able to see. And if you're already wearing a mask or prosthetics, that's going to be limiting your vision anyway. Whew, good luck, because personally, I like to be able to see where I'm going. Well, that's all the time I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed me picking apart Gabbie Hanna's acting skills and acting a crazy character. If you're interested in having me react to other videos, either analyzing certain acting techniques or just reacting to other people scaring, whatever it may be, feel free to send me some suggestions, either in Discord or in the comments below. If you liked this video, please like it. It'll help me out a lot. And be sure to subscribe, because I have a lot of cool stuff coming. Follow on Instagram and TikTok for more of my content. Also, I go live on Twitch every so often, at least once a week. And I play video games. I do SCAREACTOR Plays Horror. So if you'd like to see a scare actor get scared playing horror games, feel free to follow me on Twitch and follow on Instagram and Discord for any stream updates. Thanks for watching. Stay spooky, friends, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Also, Gabbie, hit me up. Let's grab a beer.